Welcome to Life, Death, and the Law, presented by the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen, hosted by attorneys Sean Garner and Adam Hansen.
Did you ever get any negative, response on your water heater video?
No. Yes. Oh, actually, I got a ton of negative response.
No kidding.
I forgot about that.
Because
Yeah.
that's just, hey, I'm showing you how to do this thing. You got a lot of traction.
Yeah, and I was pretty clear about that up front. What are you laughing at, Martine?
I just think it's so funny. People will hate on anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
They're like, oh, you can't do it. So what Cody is talking about, my first foray into YouTube.
Going viral.
This was like 2010, okay? It was 2010. And the thing what that happened was I needed to install a water heater. Our water heater went out or something. No, I don't even know what happened. Anyway, I acquired a new water heater and I need to install it, so I go to YouTube to figure this out. This was 2010. And in 2010, there were no videos about how to put a water heater in. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to kind of feel my way through this. And so I cut the copper pipes. I sweated the pipes. I put it in line and all this kind of stuff. And I got the job done. Lo and behold, the water heater worked and we went on with our lives. And I thought to myself, I'm going to do a solid to the world, to guys like me that didn't know what they were doing. Not that I did, but I worked my way through it. So I just filmed what I did and talked about how I did it at the water heater, showing the pipes and all that stuff. And that was it. And I'd be like, whatever. I uploaded it. This is my first upload to YouTube. And I didn't look back. I could care less. Well, fast forward like a year and a half, 2 years later, I get an email from supposedly Google. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, right. They're like, hey, we've got this money sitting here. We need you to give us a bank account number so that it can go to you.
Sounds legit.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. Yeah,
Totally not a scam.
Wire you my bank account number.
And so I just ignored it. Like, I thought it was a phishing scam. And then, like, maybe 6 months later, I get another one. So I was getting repeated emails from supposedly Google for like a year and a half. And finally, I'm like, I did some research. I looked at like the IP address and stuff. And I'm like, oh, maybe this, I don't know, maybe this is legit. Because then I went back to YouTube and lo and behold, I had like close to 500,000 views on that video.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. And they're like, we want you to monetize this. Like, you're ready. We can monetize this. We can blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So I clicked some buttons, hooked up a bank account, and then maybe, I don't know how much flowed in, maybe $300 or something at the time. And then every month I would get, if it hit $100, then it would come into the bank account. And that happened for maybe like 6 months, and then it started to trail off and all these things. But that was my first foray into YouTube. And what Cody is talking about is that video over time, people would just come on there and just blast what I was saying, what I did. They're like, that is totally not how you do it. You're obviously not a licensed plumber. That's horrible. You're going to kill everybody. The world's going to explode. It's like, okay. I was pretty clear. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but this is what I did.
Yeah.
And it seemed to work.
It hasn't blown up yet.
Yeah.
So.
And it's just funny to see the negative comments, no matter what. You've got weird people out there that just have nothing better to do, and they think this is reality. When I go on YouTube and talk to you over comments, that's real. It's not.
That's crazy people doing
Say
that.
it to my face.
Yeah, it's a problem. Like, social media, for example, has given like global voice to everybody who used to not have one, who maybe shouldn't have one. And that's what I think. There's far too many takes in the world. Like, everyone's got their take. I just don't need to hear it. And if you don't want to hear our take, that's great. Like, you don't have to listen. But I think our takes are pretty good. But, I mean, of course I do. But that's the point is, I guess you just don't have to listen. And I think that's the moral of the story is you just got to know when to turn and not pay attention to someone who's crazy.
If you have questions or want to know more about something that was discussed today, please call the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen at 928-783-4575 or visit yumaestateplanning.com.